Just confirming a popular Chicago rapper was shot this afternoon in the south suburbs.
Tavares Taylor, better known as Lil Reese, is in critical condition this hour at Advocate Christ Medical Center with a gunshot wound in the neck. WGN's Tom Negevin is there live with our report tonight. Tom?
Right. You know, Joe and Michael, witnesses say the rapper was targeted by a gunman who pursued him through traffic, opening fire with a small rifle at a busy intersection in Country Club Hills. Skycam over the large crime scene late this afternoon. Traffic snarled around 167th and Pulaski. The victim's bullet-riddled Jeep Grand Cherokee still in the road, surrounded by police who tell WGN they arrived to find fresh blood in and around the SUV, but no victim. Someone had already taken him to South Suburban Hospital in nearby Hazel Crest, bleeding badly from a gunshot wound to the neck. He was treated and transferred. People nearby report hearing a long volley of gunshots, as many as 12, and say the shots sounded like they were getting closer.
Damn, so Lil Reese, a Chicago aka Chiraq rapper, has been gunned down earlier today. Apparently he's in a critical situation. However, one of his brethrens, Lil Durk, has said that it's actually okay, so I'm not sure what that means. Maybe he means okay for Chiraq standards. Listen, in Chiraq, I've actually looked it up myself, and it's interesting because I wouldn't have believed it myself, but if you look at the actual murder rate in Chicago, it's actually higher than it is in Iraq, almost by double, from what I understand. Maybe that's wrong, but from the stats I found on Google, the murder rate in Iraq is lower on average than in Chiraq, in Chicago, which is complete madness. And this is what I've been trying to tell people about America's foreign policy. Spending so much time across overseas, invading all these other countries, when they should spend time in their own damn country, doing what they need to be doing. Anyway, back to this. What can I say? Mad situation, but ultimately, this is the problem. There is a bad gang mentality around, in general, in the rap and hip-hop area, but that's been the case for years. I don't believe, back in the 80s and 90s, I don't believe Chicago was what it is now. God knows what's happened. Maybe people say it's drugs or whatever, I'm not sure. Either way, what I do know is people like Lil Reese, who have kind of made it, he made it his business to stay in his hometown. So did Nipsey. So did X. All these people, they try and be noble. Oh, yeah, man, I'm going to stay in my hometown. I'm going to represent. Yeah, that's noble to an extent, but look, people don't give a fuck about noble. People don't give a fuck about representing your town. Your best bet is, when you make some money, get the fuck out of Dodge. Get out of there. Don't be messing about round your... Too many haters around there. You'll notice that people appreciate you a lot more when they're not... Or people in your hometown have a lot more time, and they take it more personally when you make it. It cuts them deep. It burns them more. Does that make sense? As an example, when you don't know someone, or when someone's successful but you don't know them, that doesn't burn you. That doesn't make you jealous because you don't know them from Adam. But when you see someone like Lil Reese or like Nipsey or like X who've made it in your hometown, and they're the one getting all the attention, they're getting all the girls, they're getting all the hype, they got all the cars, etc., etc. Number one, just based on location, you're easy to get at. Even if they don't hate you, you're still in that vicinity. You've only got to get caught. You've only got to get one crazy person out of millions, and that's you got in that sense. Not only that though, not only is your location convenient, also you've got all people who are in your business. You're around them, school friends or whatever, or so-called friends, and at that point it makes you vulnerable. Your best bet is get out of the trap, get out of the home get out of your home place, and keep it moving. LA. Even then again, actually, Nipsey got shot in the LA, didn't he? So that don't even really count. I don't know. All you need to do is go to the hills. Simple as that. Go to some rich place. That's all I can think of. What we do know is hanging around in the ghetto ain't helping no one. As an example, Nipsey, I'm pretty sure he's from LA, but the difference is he was hanging around in the ghetto downtown. He needs to be in the hills. Yeah, simple as that. There's a reason famous people live in the hills, because that's where you have much better police protection and whatnot. Down in the trap, yeah, it's great to be there, but too many hating ass dudes sitting there preying. Yeah, too many ops down there. I'm telling you now for free. Too many ops in the city. Too many ops downtown. Too many ops. Sit there praying. They've got nothing better to do, unfortunately. That's what people do. People, imagine it though. Imagine you've grown up and you hear a certain person's songs playing. Yeah, you see them with the cars, the money. You're unemployed, or you haven't got a job, or you're unemployed, or you're broke, or whatever. You're working some dead end job, and you see my man like Nipsey in there doing this, doing that. It's gonna make. And don't get me wrong, this situation might be different. We don't know the situation of Lil Reese shooting. Nipsey's is likely different. That said, it's the same principle. Too many of these guys are getting gunned down in their hometown. People don't respect you from your hometown. The only thing that's in your hometown is jealousy and hatred. Actually, that's not fair. There will be, of course, there's some love there, but like I said, it only takes one. You've only got to have one hating ass up there. Only got to have one, and that's you got. You don't need a whole team of them. And that's what people forget. You've only got to have one crazy ass don who ain't took his medication, or who's having a bad day, or for whatever reason wants to catch a nigga lacking, and that's you got. Unfortunately, you can't be taking chances. You've just got to. It's not a nice thing to do, have to leave your hometown, but you just got to do it. It's got to be done. Don't get me wrong. You can come back every now and then, but the majority of your time you've got to spend out of town, because the minute you're living in town, people can start. It's easier for them to track your movements. Oh yeah, they know that. Oh, he's gonna be at the studio. He goes to the studio every Thursday. Do you know what I mean? That's how people can start working out where you are, because you have consistent patterns. Yeah, we know, he picks his daughter up from nursery on a Monday. Yeah, he's in the studio on a Tuesday. He's at the club. He's at this particular club on you know what I mean, on a Saturday, etc., etc. He lives here. But when you're out of town, people don't really know where you live and that. But when you're in, I'm telling you now, when you're in your hometown, that's where you get caught on the lack. Number one, because you're not expecting it. You're thinking, I'm with my people. But like I said, it only takes one. Whilst the majority of people in your hometown is cool, it only takes one hating ass up. And that's you got. As I said before. But I'll end it on this. Listen. Ultimately, it comes down to, especially in Chiraq as well, it's a different vibe there. As I mentioned, the crime, the death rates, murder rates higher than it is in Iraq. That says it all. People laugh and joke about Chiraq, but it's worse. It's not even fair to call Chiraq. Chiraq should just be called Chicago, because Chicago's worse than Iraq. Or it should be called Chiraq times 2, aka, no word of a lie. From the stats I've seen, Chicago is almost twice as high murder rate as Iraq. Now that to me is shocking. I couldn't believe it when I saw it. That's how mad. It's madder than an active war zone. Too much madness going on there. That's what we do know. And especially when you're in Lil Reese was in a high risk industry, in the hip hop industry. Most of them people getting gunned down are rappers and or drug dealers, etc., etc. That's just how it goes. You ain't getting lawyers being shot down. So it's a heightened risk. You got an employment risk there as well, which tells me get out of Dodge, get out of town, and come back every now and then. You can't be moving. You're moving too casual, and you got caught in the lack. Unfortunately, hopefully he pulls through though. Like I said, his friend Lil Durk apparently said that he's doing okay. So maybe that says a lot. If he wasn't doing okay, I don't think Durk would have said nothing. So I think he'll probably pull through. It doesn't. But then again, they are saying it's critical. Who knows? Let's see what happens.